Exactly. I
Yeah.
would, my question, next question was that only. Like being a teacher and also a person who is currently working on AI, how, how can we make something that would help teachers use AI to bring the lessons to life for students?
So first is you educate the teacher, which is very tough. Most teachers are resistant to the traditional way. You might find the new age ones slightly more open to ideas, but we need to really get them on board if we want this whole thing to be a success. Teachers have to be open to technology. Okay. Secondly, I think you have so many platforms these days. You have Quizlet, you have quizzes, so many things out there that you can use in the classroom. Okay. But the teacher's time in the class remains the same. That's a fact, because you increase that 12, from 7 hours, the moment you'll make 8 hours, the parents will come to the school and say, what are you doing? But definitely we need more professional development in this related field for the teachers too, so that they understand why is it being done, how easy is it to do it. You don't need to code, you're not going to sit there, type in a bunch of words. I think that's some of the educators are kind of scared of. And in the end, that same question that learners have, that why are we doing it? I've met so many of them during a workshop, uh, and they all were like, busy talking about Chat GPT-3, like it's some, Spanish flu coming in, I'm not kidding, that this is what's going to happen. I said, you know what, when Google Docs started like 8, 10 years back, and when teachers started using it, teachers had the same way. When I can use Word, why will I use Google Docs? They didn't understand the fact that you can collaborate, right? Because that idea doesn't come in because nobody is explaining that. So I think even teachers, being subject matter experts, they still need help. They still need professional development to understand that how is this AI and technology going to help? How is it going to make life easier? You as a class teacher, you have 50 kids with, like what I spoke about, different abilities, different skills. So when the open house comes, can you imagine if we could have a system and everything is fed into the system? The system gives you an analysis that, those 2 lines written in the report card.
Abhar is
Yeah,
very good at this, but
yeah,
should do this, right?
yes,
That's
yes.
so
Always got that.
Yeah, everybody gets it. That's how you do it. So they call it, soft landing. You give them something they're very good at, and then you do a but, and this is something you work on. But can you imagine we'll be more accurate when we actually have a system that can analyze it for you? Obviously, as a teacher, I have a personal touch. I know my children. I know who is what in terms of, a human level within the classroom. But that kind of time spent on analysis of data, I will obviously go through it, but that would be like a great help, right? I mean, if it gives you a report in such a way and gives you proof that, the reason why I'm suggesting this kid should do this is because of XYZ. Same way, you could have like a medical thing happening for the kids at the same time.
yeah.
is happening, and then you can use it or maybe not use it, but it will give you some extra insight.
Yeah, because parents come and ask you, because, parents these days are much more protective than our parents ever were. So if my parent would go for an open house, I'm sure you've experienced this. The parent will go and ask the teacher, yes, ma'am, how is she doing? And whatever the teacher says is taken verbatim. Whether the teacher says that he should do this or she should do that, and then your parent will say, ma'am, you should not pick on him in class. You should do whatever you want. I'm not going to talk about capital punishment or, slapping them or whacking them. But in those days, it was not so unheard of if the teacher says, yeah, I feel like whacking, and parents say, yes, please give one or two from my side also, and you'll walk up. Why? Because you believe the teacher. Right now, we have systems. I'm not kidding. When you actually go and tell the parent with a very good, what do you say, a feeling that you care about the child a lot, that you want them to do well, and you tell the parent that, I think XYZ should do blah, blah, blah more because it will really help them. Now, the parent will say, but no, that's not true. So how do you deal with such situations? You have proof. You have the system working with you. So you have actually a 360-degree report that the AI generates over everything the child has done in school, whether it's getting a red, what was that called? We used to get those diary remarks, right? from that
Yeah.
To
That
any
pen they mark.
mishap.
from anything and everything you've ever done in the school during school hours is there in that data set. And whatever evidence you do get, you give it to the parent, and the parent will like, okay, yes, that's right. And you give it to the parent and say, this is why I'm suggesting this. But that is where you need a teacher still, right? But give me the data. That's where the AI comes in. AI helps you kind of save yourself hours and hours of analysis to figure out why is this kid not doing well, or what is a good subject, what is a weak thing, what could you suggest as a future career. So I definitely think for the educators, they need to be taught about the system. They need to be taught how to use the system. But thirdly, we need better systems. Right now, it's very limited.